Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. So today we are going to be talking about iPad keyboards slash keyboard cases. Now we have some of the usual suspects, and then we have some that are not so usual, and a couple of recommendations that I don't have with me. All right, so just so you know, we are working with the 11-inch iPad Pro. It's the M2 version. I do not have the M4, but all of these are available for pretty much all of the iPad Pros, and I think most are available for the regular iPad as well. But we are going to be working in this instance with the M2 11-inch iPad Pro. So to start, we are going to be using the Magic Keyboard by Apple. This is obviously the older version Apple Magic Keyboard, so there is no function row. It's the older model. It does have a brown leather D-brand skin on it because I really can't stand the fingerprints that you see if you don't have anything on it, and it just drives me absolutely insane. If you're tired of that and you want to give it kind of a fresh look or a new look, D-brand's got some great skins for the Magic Keyboard. So, as everybody knows, connects magnetically, installation super easy, and pairing, well, it's instant because of the smart connectors. You magnetically connect it and you start using it, and it just works. The trackpad, the keyboard, super premium feel, super nice, really, really nice. It's also got a premium price tag, whether it's the older version or the newer version for either the 13 or the 11-inch. They are as expensive as the regular iPad, which is kind of insane. So that's the Magic Keyboard. We don't need to spend too much time on the Magic Keyboard because everybody knows what the Magic Keyboard is. It's a great product, it works, but it's expensive. And you do get the extra USB-C charging port on the older model and the newer model. So what are some other options? Well, Logitech, they are one of the only other companies I know that utilize the smart connector pins on the iPad to power the actual keyboard. This is their Combo Touch, so they have it for the older generation iPads, and they have a new redesigned version for the M4 iPads. Now we'll also get into some key differences of the keyboard layouts as well. So as you can tell, you have the keyboard and you have the case. Some protection, full protection. You pop the iPad into the case. It's a nice, snug fitting case. Fits really well. I think with this version you get two colors, and you're like, okay, ooh. Oopsie. With this version, I think you get two colors. The buttons work really nice. You have complete accurate cutouts for the speakers and the mics. The cool part about this is if you want to stand the iPad up with the Magic Keyboard, you still have to have the keyboard attached. You can't escape it. Well, obviously, with this one, if you don't want the keyboard and you just want to use the tablet or the iPad as a tablet, you can. You can hold it, it's comfortable, it's light. And let's say you want to stand it up and watch a movie or draw. Okay, it's got a kickstand in the back. You pop it up and you can read, you can scroll, you can draw, write, you can lay it flat. The camera's not going to be touching the ground or anything, or the table. And you can just write, and so multifunctional, it's insane. And you get a ton of protection. You get all around protection. So this is the Logitech Combo Touch. But let's say you use your tablet 85, 75, 95, you know, whatever, greater than 75% of the time as a tablet, which I've come to find is the majority of the times for me. Okay. But I still want to be able to stand it up and view things without needing a keyboard. Well, that's where a case like this comes in. Now this is the Nomad brown leather folio case. ESR makes a really, really nice folio case. They both have strong magnets. I just prefer this one because I love Nomad products. All my wallets are made by Nomad, and I have a lot of their other products. All my watch bands are Nomad. So I have a lot of faith in their products. And they do make these for the M4 iPads and Legacy iPads as well. Get a real nice felt liner here. And the leather is nice leather. So regardless of what folio case you get, or if you do get a like a Spigen folio case where you snap it in, it provides all around protection. And then you just fold the cover back, then you're good there too. But the beauty of having a folio case is, okay, now you have your viewing angle. You can watch something. You can, you know, if you want to just use it for entertainment purposes, let's say you want to write. Okay, well, you can either, you know, write like this, draw like this, or you can even have it just a little bit more shallow, set it down, and you can draw or write that way too. This actually has 3 angles, none of which are vertical. And there is one that I don't have that does offer vertical typing capabilities. Now, if you have like a separate stand or something like that that you can prop your iPad on, well, then there you go. You have horizontal and vertical. But you still need an external keyboard. And if you go the folio route or the you know, case route with no keyboard attached, you're going to need an external keyboard at some point in time, even if it's just for 15% of the time. So I'm going to provide 2 options. There are a ton of other options. I mean, you could even go with the Apple Magic Keyboard with Touch ID. That is super slim, super lightweight, compact, portable as all heck, but it's also got that Apple price. It's expensive, right? I think it's like $99 or something, or maybe it's $129 with the Touch ID and $99 without Touch ID. But here's a couple of options that I recommend that I personally like to use with my devices. So the first one is going to be the Logitech Keys to Go 2. The first version wasn't bad. It was good. It was decent. The typing experience I could not stand. But with this, you have like a nice little keyboard cover here. You open it up. It connects magnetically to the back. You know, you just turn it on. It is battery operated, so you can't recharge this. Once it dies, you got to replace the batteries. And they're the coin cell batteries, like with what the AirTag uses. But it's got a really nice typing experience. It's much better than the version 1, the typing experience anyway. And you can just put this down and you can just, you know, start typing to your heart's extent. Really nice, solid, portable keyboard. And the best part is you can pair it up to 3 devices. So if you need to use it with a laptop, you can. If you want to use it for your phone, if you want to just prop your phone up and start typing, you can. You can do that. So this is the first portable external keyboard I recommend for the iPad for a portable, you know, setup. The other one, it's a little bit more expensive and it's not technically designed for the iPad. So Logitech has the Casa pop-up desk. And I purchased it and it comes with it looks like a book. fact, I have that. Hold on one second. So it looks like this. They have 3 different colors. This is the green and black one. Like I said, it looks like a book. This is heavier than what I thought it would be. But you open it up, and you have a storage space in here. So here's where the trackpad goes. This is where the keyboard goes. And then in here you have a little storage box. It's got a USB-C cable in there. This way you can charge it and things like that. And it's just, you know, it's nice. And then this part, it connects magnetically right there. And then you put your laptop on it, and then you put the keyboard and the trackpad out, and you have a portable desk setup. It's more ergonomic, it's at an ergonomic level, and it's really nice. Now, technically, you could carry this with just either the naked iPad or whatever, and you could set it up like this and type. Or if you wanted, you could also set it up vertical. Now, it's a little bit, in my opinion, difficult to see at this angle. This isn't as bad. It's still a little bit, you know, more back than what I would typically use, but whatever. So you could make this a complete setup. This is the keyboard that comes with it. And again, you can pair up to 3 devices with this. And then this is the trackpad, which you can also pair up to 3 devices with this. And I will admit, this trackpad is super nice. I mean, really, really nice. It's not haptic like the Magic trackpad, but you can touch anywhere. And I think Logitech has to have some kind of deal with Apple, because on all the combo touches, the trackpads that are on those, they work just like the Magic trackpad without the haptics, obviously. But you can touch anywhere. Like, you don't have to hit down here, 2 fingers, and you can touch anywhere on the trackpad. It's wonderful. I know a lot of people like the haptic feedback of the Magic trackpad. I don't care. I kind of like how this feels. It gives me a little bit stronger click and I can feel it. But, you know, to each their own. So you get the trackpad and you get the keyboard. And to me, I actually love these two. Just really super nice. But let's say you don't want to carry this big thing with you just to use with the iPad, and that's fine. You could still use your case, right? Boom. Keyboard, if you don't need the trackpad, keyboard. Or if you want to use the trackpad, then you could either put the trackpad down here, you could put it over here. You have a lot of different options the way you could set this up. Now, these are multiple options, and there's also some differences with the keyboards. Obviously, the Apple Magic Keyboard is going to be the best overall keyboard because it only pairs with 1 device, so it's only going to work with your iPad. So if you want to be able to type something on your iPhone or your laptop, there's no switching. It's literally, you have to dedicate that just to your iPad. But it's an option, and it's probably the one that works the best. However, these work very well as well. But let's talk about some of the differences between the keyboards. And I'll include the Apple Magic Keyboard as well. So wait 1 second. All right, so with all of these keyboards to choose from, you have multiple options. Now, the official Magic Keyboard by Apple, this has a set of function keys. Up at the top, you get Touch ID, no backlighting, but solid typing experience, very portable, very slim, very lightweight, very, very good option. You could easily just pop this in the bag and that's it. The only problem is you get 1 color option, white. That's it. So if you like black, you're stuck with white. Again, the Casa keys, which is the Logitech keyboard that comes with the Casa pop-up desk. Again, no backlighting, great typing experience. Not quite as slim as the official one, but still pretty darn slim. Great typing experience, up to 3 devices. Now, here's one of the differences. So on the Apple Magic Trackpad that has the function row, you have an escape key, screen brightness, you have your app switcher, search, mic, do not disturb, media keys, so back, pause, play, forward, and then your volume keys, and then Touch ID. So with this one, the Casa keys, you have an escape key, but then you have 1, 2, and 3 to switch between the 3 different devices. Then you have emoji key, mic, screen capture, media keys, so back, play, pause, forward. Then you've got the volume keys, and then I believe this is mute. And then you have a delete key, or you can do function lock. So it gives you kind of a lot of different options that way. The function key on here will bring up the emojis. So that's the difference between these two. Now for the keys to go to. All right, so escape key, and then again the 3 buttons here to switch between the 3 different devices. You have the brightness keys, so dim and brighter. You have an app switcher. You also have an emoji key, screen capture. You have one media control button, pause and play. So you will have to go up and touch the iPad to change if you're going to go back or forward. Then you have the volume keys, all 3 of those. And then the function key, which you can use to lock the device. And then you have a delete key. So this has a lot of different keys. Still has the escape key. That's something important to remember, because for some people the escape key is extremely important. So that's the keys to go to. Now we're going to check the other option with Logitech. All right, and this is obviously the one that goes to the combo touch. So there is no escape key. You have the home button. You have 2 buttons for screen brightness. If you want to use the on-screen keyboard, you have that. Search, keyboard brightness, because this is backlit. You have media control keys, back, play, pause, and forward. And then you have the volume keys and then the lock button. You do have the dedicated button down here to access the emojis. Just like here, you have the dedicated key to access the emojis. So there's that. Again, that's the combo touch. Now for the official Apple Magic keyboard. That's for the iPad. Now, this one does not have the escape key. However, for the M4 versions, and I believe the, whether it's the Pros or the Airs, you do get the escape key, and you do have a full row of function keys that are very similar to this layout here. So I can't really compare all of those, but you do get the full set of function keys. So you will be able to have that. All right, so what do I recommend? Well, if you're going to use the iPad as a laptop replacement, you really only have 2 options. If you're literally going to use it like a laptop all the time, go with the Magic Keyboard. Get a dbrand skin, trust me. It'll help with the fingerprint situation. Go the Magic Keyboard route. It's going to give you less protection overall for drops, but that's what Apple cares for. and Apple just came out with Apple Care One, so you can put up to 3 devices for 20 bucks a month. So to me, it's totally worth it. Yeah. Now let's say you are 50-50, right? 50% laptop replacement, 50% tablet mode, or you just use it all the time like a laptop replacement, but you like that added protection. That's where the Combo Touch comes in. Now, I know a lot of people have had issues with using this on their lap. Me, personally, I have had 0 issues with this on my lap. I could set this on my lap with the kickstand out and have the keyboard down, and it just sits on my lap. I don't have to rest my palms on the keyboard to make sure that it stays. With this on my lap, I have to have my palms resting on the keyboard at all times just to make sure it doesn't tip backwards and fall. The kickstand on this thing is freaking genius. All right, let me just put it that way. So this would be a fantastic option. And this is less expensive than the Magic Keyboard. So you're going to save some money, get more protection, get more functionality as well. Now, if you are a first-party lover and you don't mind having a white keyboard, just get a inexpensive Folio case, or get the Apple Folio case, which is going to be overpriced. But if you're first party all the way, get an Apple Folio case and get this Magic Keyboard. You know, if you want to save a little bit of money and still have first party, then get the one that doesn't have Touch ID. You'll save 20 bucks, 30 bucks, somewhere in there. Yeah, 30 bucks. So there's that option. But let's say you want to save money. You don't need it to be first party Apple. Okay. If you want the most portable setup, period, then obviously get a Folio case that you like. ESR makes some great, inexpensive $20 to $30 Folio cases. This leather one by Nomad, this was $117. This is not cheap. So, but if I didn't have this, I would be using my $20 ESR Folio case. So let me just put it that way. But if you want the most portable setup and you don't need a trackpad, you don't need a mouse, well, that's easy. Keys to Go 2. That's your best option. And you could pair it with your phone, and you could prop your phone up and type on your phone if you ever need to do that. There's been times where I'm like, oh man, I wish I could just prop my phone up and type on it instead of sending this long email. And I mean, I know the keyboard's gotten better on the phone, but sometimes just the keyboard's a better feeling when you're typing a long email. I say go Keys to Go all the way. Now, if you have a laptop and you have an iPad and you want both of them to give you the best portable setup overall, well, then I'd say go with the Logitech Casa pop-up desk, where you get the stand for your laptop when you need it. You get a great keyboard, still paired up to 3 devices. So you could do laptop, or you could do MacBook, iPad, iPhone. Right there's all 3. And you get a great trackpad. Is it the Apple Magic trackpad? No. But honestly, I prefer this one over the Apple one. My wrist got sore somehow using the Magic trackpad over this. When I started using this again, the pain went away. Don't ask me how. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I mostly use a mouse anyway when I'm using my laptop docked. Or if I'm at my desk using my Mac Mini, I'm using a mouse. If I'm just taking my laptop out, then I'm using the trackpad that's on the laptop. That's what it's there for. You know what I mean? So that's what I would recommend for these things. Now, there are a few other options that I recommend. ESR makes a keyboard case that's very, very similar in shape and function as the Magic Keyboard. You do get a case that you can put on your iPad, and it opens up with a cantilever style just like this. Now there is no charging port on the ESR version, okay? But you can put it on horizontal, or you can turn it and you can put it up vertical and you still get to type because it does not use the smart connectors. It uses Bluetooth. So you can magnetically connect it vertically or horizontally and still get a great typing experience because the keyboard is really nice. I just don't happen to own it and I can't show it to you. Logitech also just came out recently, and I believe it's only for the M4s, Airs, and Pros. But it's a Folio case with a keyboard. No mouse, no trackpad, but a good, decent Folio case that folds down. It gives you multiple angles that you can view the iPad with, and then the keyboard connects to the Folio case magnetically, and then you're good to go. Mark Ellis Reviews, his channel, he has talked about that Folio case quite often. So if you want to check it out, go check out his channel first before you determine if you want to buy it or not. And then as far as Folio cases, if you don't want to go the ESR route, you don't want to go the super high-end Nomad route, which is, I get it. Some other brands that have great Folio cases, or just cases in general. Spigen makes a great case for the iPad. Sup case makes a really nice case for the iPad, very protective. And then you also have Moft. They have a Folio case that gives you 20 plus viewing angles. You also have TomTalk and Pitaka for Folio cases as well. That will give you different viewing angles. And I think they also give you a vertical viewing angle as well. So it's a lot to think about. It's a lot to consider. There are a ton of options when it comes to productivity, keyboards and such for the iPad, especially the iPad Pros. Again, if you're using the iPad as an iPad at heart, you have a MacBook or you have a dedicated laptop, and this is a secondary device. Save yourself some moolah, get the ESR Folio case and the keys to go to from Logitech, and you're golden. Okay? You're golden. But that's just me. I do fluctuate back and forth because I love the functionality of this. I love that I can, if I don't need it, I can pop this off. And this has a stand of multiple angles. And then if I really wanted to, I could just, I can use the keys to go with it. I mean, it's not designed that way, but I could use the keys to go with it. It's made by the same brand. Because you can pair up to 3 devices with this. Obviously, with the native keyboard, it's just the iPad. So, I know a lot of options. Hopefully you guys like this video. It's kind of a long one, but I think it was a lot of information that needed to be covered. Please like, subscribe, smash that bell so you get notified when I put out new videos. And guys, I will check you out on the next one. Later.